Today's video is sponsored by Airalo, which has been my eSIM provider of choice even before they came on board as a sponsor. If you open up the Wikipedia article about Indian low-cost carrier IndiGo, scroll down to the fleet section, you'll find something extraordinary. No airline anywhere on Earth has more aircraft on order than IndiGo. But while they seem to be woefully addicted to Airbus aircraft, you'll soon come to realize that the aircraft this video is about is not listed here. Where is the Boeing 777-300ER? It's not actually part of IndiGo's fleet. The key to what's going on can be found upon closer inspection of the aircraft itself. It bears a Turkish registration rather than an Indian one. That's because it's not IndiGo's 777, it belongs to Turkish Airlines. You see, the bilateral agreement that regulates air service between India and Turkey has a limit of one airline being allowed to operate a maximum of 14 weekly flights. Turkish Airlines, being that massive, has reached this limit a long time ago, and to enable further growth, started to partner with IndiGo. Turkish Airlines provides the planes, including the cockpit crew, maintenance, and insurance, while IndiGo employs the cabin crews and markets the flights as their own. Therefore, IndiGo's flights between Delhi and Istanbul, as well as Mumbai and Istanbul, are technically their own, but it's really Turkish Airlines that hides behind the facade. Obviously, this is, while legal, bending the rules a little bit, and this unique damp leasing agreement had to be approved by India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation, which put a time limit onto this deal. The limit has been extended multiple times, even after comments that India will no longer endorse the agreement, but for now, these unique flights continue to exist, with the limit as of October 2025 being the end of February 2026. This begs the question, even though it's IndiGo on the outside, is it IndiGo on the inside as well, or do these flights carry the mark of Turkish Airlines' world-class service? We're about to find out, as I'm super excited to bring you along a flight aboard one of these two 777s, traveling from Delhi to Istanbul and connecting onwards to Vienna aboard Turkish Airlines. It's going to be a fascinating journey with lots of ups and downs, and I'm glad you've decided to tag along. Aviation geeks and frequent flyers, a very good, very early morning from Delhi. It's something like 2:30 in the morning at the moment, but I'm already leaving my airport hotel for the terminal. Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport consists of 3 terminal buildings. Terminal 1, which mainly serves IndiGo, Terminal 2, which has just been renovated and will serve IndiGo and Air India flights with these flight numbers, and then there is by far the largest terminal of the airport, Terminal 3. From here, all of IndiGo's international flights depart, which includes ours. It's the sole international terminal of the airport, so if you're leaving India out of Delhi, you'll find yourself in here. It's a massive building, and like the terminal in Istanbul, has a unique shape when looked at from the sky. These perspectives have always fascinated me, as there are so many unique terminal layouts. So over the past few months, we've put together these cool posters featuring some of the world's most recognizable airport terminals. You may also find them on mousepads and mugs, and we have t-shirts that feature the 3 main types of terminals, now available on our website simplyaviation.com. So if you want something cool to hang up in your office, bedroom, or toilet, or are in need of a nifty mousepad or mug, feel free to check it out and support the channel while doing so. Having arrived at the terminal, we're immediately encountering our first hurdle. Apparently, you need a boarding pass to enter the building, even though the check-in area is inside. No, there are no check-in machines outside, and the Wi-Fi was not working properly either. And of course, this time I didn't have an eSIM card as I was in India for just one night. Should have downloaded the Airalo app using the link in the description and using the coupon code SimplyAviation at checkout. That would save you $3 on your first purchase with Airalo. Airalo doesn't just offer the popular eSIM cards that cover entire regions or even most of the planet, you can opt for unlimited data as well. In this day and age, as is evident right about now, Having enough data is more important than ever, and instead of guessing how much you'll need on your trip, you can get the super easy Airalo eSIM cards with unlimited data. Thank you to Airalo for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. Use the link in the description and the coupon code provided so they see advertising with us is worth it and will come back in the future. I am picky when it comes to advertising, which is why I'm even more happy to have a company on that I myself have been a satisfied customer of even before they offered us a sponsorship deal. Thank you to Airalo, and now, back to the video. Well, instead of having an eSIM card, I was scrambling for about 15 minutes until I finally found out that a booking confirmation was sufficient too. But that nervousness definitely got my heart pumping at 4 in the morning. Better than any coffee, let me tell you. And we're already presented with the next hurdle, actually checking in. Lucky for you, these flight reviews aren't real time because I just spent 43 minutes waiting to get to the front of the line, only for the next disappointment to hit. Despite the close cooperation between IndiGo and Turkish Airlines, the former does not have access to the seat reservation system of the latter, so we are assigned a random seat on our Turkish Airlines connecting flight with no option to change it. I'll manage a middle seat on the 2-hour flight to Vienna, but if it were longer, I would be very upset. After dropping off the bag, I left the timer running, and until we also cleared security, an hour and 26 minutes passed. If you add my issues with even entering the building, it took us over an hour and a half to get airside, which is nuts. See, that's why I'm always at the airport 3 hours before departure, even for a 6 AM departure. While Delhi's Terminal 3 is designed quite well, its operation is a mess. The check-in lines, security lines, passport control lines, the indifference of everyone who works here, it's exhausting. Since we're left with just minutes until boarding, my visit to the lounge had to be limited to just getting a quick coffee and a muffin. Here we are, Flight 6E11 to Istanbul. That's ours. It will be operated by Tango Charlie Lima Kilo Delta, a 2009-built Boeing 777-300ER, one of 2 currently operated by Turkish Airlines on IndiGo's behalf. Despite that, the aircraft are not fitted with Turkish Airlines' superb seating layout. Rather, this aircraft was acquired used and fitted with a layout that Russian leisure carrier Azur Air put in. And let me tell you, Russian leisure carriers cramp their aircraft with seats like no other. Will be one of 531 passengers seated across 60 rows of mostly 10 seats each. That's only slightly less than Emirates has on its DENSEST 2 class Airbus A380. With this amount of people, boarding was as chaotic and time-consuming as you'd expect. That's on top of the fact that we began boarding 45 minutes later than scheduled. The upside of a configuration that dense is that the frontmost few window seats, those that have the best engine view, are economy class seats as well, which as an aviation geek I just had to reserve in advance. During booking, you could pay up to reserve your seat aboard IndiGo's flight ahead of time. For the best engine view, I want to sit closely behind the second set of doors. While bulkhead rows would set me back €41, this seat is €14, and the ones further in the back cost €11 to reserve. Stepping aboard through door 2, we're immediately greeted by the aircraft's 343 configured economy class cabin, consisting of Jeven C8 seats that I last remember encountering aboard Aerolíneas Argentinas Airbus A330-200 some years ago. And each seat is fitted with a Safran Rave Inflight Entertainment touchscreen. Here we are, 15K, our seat for the next 7 hours. The seat comes with a headrest that's adjustable vertically as well as on the sides. Immediately apparent is the restricted legroom due to the box that contains the entertainment system's hardware. I will be able to stretch my legs like this, so I should be fine. Being 180 centimeters tall, the legroom is as small as you'd expect. I've experienced worse, but that's setting the bar pretty low. In addition to a conventional seatback pocket, you'll find simple fold-out tray tables, coat hooks, and at the bottom of the entertainment screen, a USB-A port to charge small electronic devices next to the audio port. Universal power ports are not installed, and up in the ceiling you will find adjustable reading lights but no personal air vents. After an excruciatingly long boarding process, we're finally pushing back, an hour behind schedule. At least we're being rewarded with this exciting engine view and the intense startup sound of the 777's General Electric GE90 engines.
पूरे पैसे दे गए पूरे
The aircraft we're traveling aboard was originally delivered to Air Austral, an airline based in the French Overseas Department of Réunion, and was later acquired by Alitalia, where it operated as the carrier's sole 777-300ER for about 4 years. After that, it was supposed to go to Russian leisure carrier Azur Air, which ended up never taking up the frame. The cabin was fitted to Azur Air's preferences though, with their dark blue and red color scheme shining through and labels around the cabin displaying the Russian language. As you can see though, it's a bare bones kind of cabin. You can see the lavatory is limited to only necessary amenities such as paper towels and a nondescript hand soap. The cabin in its entirety is very unremarkable, other than that so many people are squeezed into it. On their flights to and from Istanbul, IndiGo provides a complimentary hot meal service. I assume this is due to the wishes of Turkish Airlines so that their connecting passengers don't go hungry. Only this one option was provided. The hot main dish consisted of a mixed vegetable tiki, paratha, as well as alo sabzi, a type of potato and vegetable curry. It was handed to us alongside a cold bread roll and butter, as well as an off-brand Biscoff cookie and a beverage of choice. The flight attendants were very strict about the beverages, as everyone was allowed to get 1 cup complimentary with the meal, so no coffee or tea alongside your soda, and don't even dare asking for another cup of water. All in all, this will feed you. Taste-wise, I didn't mind the meal. The passenger sitting next to me wasn't that satisfied though. We chatted for a bit during the flight and she told me during the meal, and I'm quoting this British Indian lady now, she said that this is poor people food in India. Just a fun anecdote, do with that judgment as you will. So this was the entire scope of complementary soft product elements provided on this 6.5-hour flight. There are no further beverages or snacks offered for free, neither were there pillows or blankets or any luxuries for that matter. Some things can be purchased on board, alcoholic beverages for instance, but with an insane price tag. $10 for a can of Budweiser? Little snacks were offered from $3, and cup noodles and rice was offered for $5, including a beverage of choice, which is more than fair. 500ml bottles of water are available for just 100 Indian rupees, slightly over $1, and with that price tag is the cheapest water I have encountered on a low-cost carrier yet. Kudos to IndiGo, that's great. The in-flight entertainment screen really only served the downward-facing camera, and as the button for the reading light above. There was no other functionality to it, no content to watch or listen to, not even an in-flight map. The aircraft is also not fitted with Wi-Fi or stream-to-your-device entertainment, so make sure to bring your own entertainment on this flight. As we're starting our descent into Istanbul, I'm left with mixed feelings about this flight. On the one hand, Turkish Airlines creatively added 1,000 additional seats in capacity between India and Istanbul every day without breaking the bilateral air service agreement of the two countries, helping improve India's international connectivity as Turkish Airlines serves more destinations and a larger number of countries than any other airline on the planet. IndiGo, within the confinement of their no-frills structure, also provided a satisfying service in my eyes. The meal was basic, but tasty and filling. Other drinks and snacks were available for purchase, and the fact that water was that cheap is a big plus in my book. On the other hand, though, it's apparent that IndiGo doesn't yet have a proper long-haul product. They didn't put together this cabin, but rather got it along with the plane. Neither does it seem like IndiGo has figured out how to handle the ground processes with a plane that large efficiently and reliably. Starting boarding 45 minutes late is already bad, but ending it an hour late shows that on top of being unpunctual, they are also not as quick as they estimated, and that's in spite of boarding supposed to have started 60 minutes before departure. IndiGo still has a lot to learn when it comes to long-haul flights, and I hope they'll figure it out in time for the delivery of the dozens of Airbus A350s they've ordered. Especially on longer international routes like this one, I also believe there are various ways that would improve my satisfaction with the airline that could earn them extra revenue at the same time. Pillows, blankets, and similar can be made available for purchase. A stream-to-your-device entertainment and USB-C ports alongside tablet holders would be a cheap and efficient way to design the cabin, and they could make the snacks and drinks available for purchase via Wi-Fi. As it is now, IndiGo simply cobbled together what they could find, an uncomfortable aircraft they don't seem to be able to handle all that well, and a product that's reduced to only what's really necessary. As an IndiGo customer, I'm not unhappy about that. That is what I paid for, and honestly, I had way worse flights on low-cost airlines. That was totally okay. But had I booked a Turkish Airlines flight, as did the lady next to me, and expecting a Turkish Airlines level of service, this would be a huge letdown. Just wait until you see how the A321neo on my connecting flight to Vienna looks like in comparison. It's crazy. Also, we'll have to see if we even make our connection because we're super late.
Istanbul Airport, meeting point of the road. This is a member of the Airline. Thank you for flying with Turkish Airlines and IndiGo concerned flight. We would like to say goodbye and hope to meet you again.
With that, welcome to Istanbul. Right at the end of the jet bridge, an army of Turkish Airlines staff members was waiting, gathering groups for various connecting flights all over Europe, including Rome, Paris, Vienna, and so on. They knew what they were doing, and impressively, there were 19 of us connecting onto the flight to Vienna. That staff member took us to a special security line from where we simply had to take an elevator down, and we were right there at our gate. Last time I transited at Istanbul Airport, it was a mess, but now, paint me impressed. I didn't even have time to take out my phone and start the timer. I had to look at the timestamps of my video clips, and it took us just 10 minutes from gate to gate, including the security check. That's amazing. And we get to continue aboard this gorgeous Airbus A321neo with in-flight entertainment screens the size of my laptop. That flight was superb on its own, but seemed even more impressive compared to the flight we just came off of. And look at this meal. A delicious main course, fresh sides, a warm bread roll, and metal cutlery, all that for a 2-hour flight. What a contrast. With that, thank you very much for watching and coming along. If you need an eSIM card for an upcoming trip, don't forget to check out Airalo using the tracking link in the description. That's the app I've been using since before they sponsored us, and I'm super happy with their offering, including unlimited data packages too. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon for a new video.
To help you.